After Ryu got absolutely destroyed by Akuma in that trailer with that multiverse raging demon, and before we start getting into videos complaining about how broken Akuma is and how badly he needs to be nerfed on May 22nd on his release, let's talk about Year 2 DLC. Now before I start my DLC predictions, I would like to mention that I will not be naming characters that were DLC from Street Fighter V. I like to leave room for characters we haven't seen in a very long time, and I personally despise in my soul repeated DLCs. Shout out to Tekken and Mortal Kombat, they're sponsored for doing this. But I will leave the repeated DLCs for honorable mention. With that being said, let's get straight into my top 5 DLC predictions in Street Fighter 6 Year 2 DLC. Now the first character I have on my list is Makoto. She was last seen in Super Street Fighter 4, and I think she will be very interesting to be in Street Fighter 6, you know, especially with her super move. You know, in Super Street Fighter 4, she punched somebody in their cojones. I don't know how you say the other thing in Spanish for women. I don't know, forgive me. Let's just call it Paradise Island.
What?
So she rather hits a man in his cojones or hits a woman in her Paradise Island, her baby maker, if you will. Yeah, I think she will be a very interesting character. I don't know if they will implement that in her super move or in her critical art. I highly doubt it, because especially with everything going on and, you know, everything's woke or whatever, I don't think they'll do that, but it would be very interesting if they was to go about doing that. I also believe that she should have been base roster, especially with the aspect of World Tour and, you know, your avatar learning characters' moves, and she has like her own dojo now after graduating high school. So I think she should have just been base roster just based off of that, and based off of the World Tour lore and the story behind it, and learning characters' moves or whatever. I think that would have played a huge part in your avatar, in your character, and learning her. Like, she should have been like the first person you would go to. But she's been requested, I believe, in Street Fighter V, and I think she's one of the most popular female characters, next to Chun-Li, Cammy, and Sakura. I think she's like the 4th or 3rd or something like that. I don't know the number, but somebody can tell me in the comments or I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, I think she'll be very interesting in Year 2 DLC, and especially, as I said, considering the whole dojo stuff and things of that nature. So I think she'll fit very good in Year 2 DLC. Now I know this character I'm about to mention may surprise a lot of you, but just hear me out. The next character I have is Violent Ken. The last time we seen Violent Ken was in Ultra Street Fighter 2. Now I know he was in some crossovers and things like that, but I'm not counting that. I'm mainly sticking to the Street Fighter timeline. So the last time we seen it was in Ultra Street Fighter 2, and I think it would be very interesting having an evil version of Ken, especially since Ryu overcame the Sensio no Hado. He's not taking a part of that no more. I think the way they went about it was kind of stupid though, especially if you played Kage in Street Fighter 5 and you played his story thing or whatever, the arcade. It was kind of stupid how he went about it, but it's whatever. I think to have like a mirror version of Ryu, like Ken, with Violent Ken, I think that would be very interesting, especially with the fact of Ken's character in this game. You know, he's a bum. He's literally like a hobo that you see on a train station. You know, if you live in New York, you guys know what I'm talking about. like just a random homeless man with blonde hair, dusted clothes. He works at a construction place now. His wife left him, his kid left him. Like he's in shambles. He's in absolute shambles. And I think JP calls this. Somebody remind me in the comments below. I'm not really too sure how it went, but apparently JP did this to him. He messed up his whole life up, took his wife, took his kids, basically pimped his wife. I don't know how that went. Listen, I don't know. I don't really know the story. I didn't really pay attention to that. Somebody will have to tell me in the comments. But I'm like 99% sure JP messed up his wife, and Ken was trying to find JP and whatever. He's under investigation and whatever. He's hiding from the cops, whatever. So it would be very interesting if Ken goes up to JP and JP mind controls him, because that's how Violent Ken came to be in the first place. M. Bison basically psycho controlled him, and it basically made him evil. So it will be a very interesting twist if JP just mind controlled him. And JP was already mind controlling people, using experiments on people. If you played World Tour, you guys know what I'm talking about. JP like mind controlled a whole bunch of people, random people, whatever. So it would be very interesting if he uses a test subject as Ken, and he just turns into Violent Ken that way. I think that would be very interesting. I don't think they'll do it though, but it just like, it would be very, very interesting, especially seeing another evil version of a Shoto instead of Akuma. It would be very interesting, but I highly doubt we'll see it. That's just one of my predictions, one of my wish lists, but it will be very cool to see Violent Ken, especially since we haven't seen him in a very long time. The next character I have on my list is C. Viper. The last time she was seen was in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I'm joking. The last time she was seen was in Street Fighter 4, and she actually made a cameo. I believe if you go to World Tour and you like train with Jiri or whatever, you get your bond up with her, that she will say something about C. Viper and how she's like, how she didn't change, how she's like sadistic or something like that. She says something along those lines. I'll put it on the screen. And so yeah, there's a cameo of her in here, so there's a 99% chance she will be in here. And also it would just make sense for her to be in the story because, you know, JP is a mysterious character. The government to try to like infiltrate what's going on with JP, his tournament and things of that nature. So I think she'll be a very good candidate for the DLC in this game. Even though they kind of, I don't really know what's going on in World Tour right now. I don't know if they expanded on the DLC story. I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't touched World Tour since I beat it. Somebody will have to tell me that in the comments, PLZ. But she will be a perfect candidate for this, just based off of the mysteriousness of JP. What's going on in JP's mind? What's he got going on? Why he's doing the tournament? Why is he mind controlling all these people, random people, and all this stuff? I think she'll be a very good candidate for Year 2 DLC. If Capcom doesn't make her DLC, that business decision is just absolutely stupid. They should make her DLC. She's a fan favorite since 4. People have been asking for her since 5 when they did DLC, and she wasn't in there. So there's a 99% chance she will be Year 2 DLC. If not Year 2, she'll be DLC like Year 3 or Year 4 or something. I don't know how long they're gonna milk this game out, but 9 times out of 10, she will be DLC. I have like a 99% chance she will be DLC, and yeah, there's a high chance. The next character I have is Dudley. He was last seen in Street Fighter 4. Now he made a cameo with the introduction of Cammy in World Tour. I'll probably put it on the screen. I haven't seen it because I never trained with Cammy or nothing like that. But he made a cameo, so there's a slight chance that he might be DLC. I don't know why they wouldn't put him as DLC though, because there's only like what, one boxer in the game, and that's Ed. And I'm not a fan of Ed at all. Like, I never liked Ed. He wasn't interesting to me. His hair looks stupid. I just don't respect Ed at all. And plus, he was trained by the most boring character ever. Balrog cannot, bro. Literally the most boring character and the most scrubbiest criminal character I've ever seen in my life. Just, bro, I can't stand Balrog. Completely boring, cannot stand him. Foolish, bro. I respect Vega than him. It's actually crazy. But anyway, yeah, so I think if they're gonna put another boxer in here, do not put Balrog DLC again. That would really piss me off. Don't put him as a repeat DLC. I don't even know who asked for him and last in Street Fighter 5 for DLC. That was absolutely foolish. I don't know who asked for him. But if they're gonna put another boxer, they should definitely put Dudley. I mean, he's the only other boxer, right? Unless they make a new character, which they have Ed, so it wouldn't make any sense. But yeah, they should definitely add Dudley as DLC. He's already a cameo in the game, so we might as well add him as DLC in Year 2. So that would be very interesting. And yeah, I don't think he plays any ties to like the story, but he's just an all-around cool character. He has a butler. He has a cool accent. His moves are cool. He has a whole lot of juggle moves. He's just a cool character. So, and he's a fan favorite since Third Strike. So I think it would be very, very cool to have Dudley as DLC. So they should definitely add Dudley. Now, before I mention my last character that I want in Year 2 DLC, I have a few honorable mentions. The first honorable mention is Sakura. She was last seen in Street Fighter 5. I don't know, I mean, I kind of get why she's not base roster because there's so many Shotos in the game. You have Ryu, you got Ken, you got Akuma, you got Luke. Is there another one? Am I missing? I think that's it. Yeah, 4 Shotos in the game. To have Sakura, which she's basically like a Ryu and Ken together in a sense. So, you know, there's too much Shotos in the game. So I understand why she's not base roster, even though she's a fan favorite. It's totally fine. She's probably going to be DLC again. Probably grown up, whatever, that's fine. The next character I have is Cody. He was last seen in Street Fighter 5. I just like Cody. Cody's pretty cool. I think his arc in Street Fighter 4 was the best arc I've ever seen in my life. I have his quote where he said to Guy in his rivalry match in Street Fighter 4. That quote where he said, "I change, you change." That quote is beautiful. I'll probably put it on the screen. That quote is absolutely beautiful. Next character I have is Gouken. I think he would be very cool in the aspect of like a final battle between Akuma and him. You know, brother versus brother, see who finally wins that battle. I think Akuma's gonna win and actually just kill him off, and I don't even know if Gouken is dead. I'm pretty sure he's alive. I just don't know where he's at though. But his playstyle in Street Fighter 4 was very interesting. I like how he played. Again, I don't think he's gonna be DLC though, because again, there's too many Shotos in the game. Even though he didn't really play like a Shoto, because he didn't have a Shoryuken, his Hadouken was kind of strange too. So like his playstyle was very different. So that's why I kind of want him in Street Fighter 6, because his playstyle is so unique. But I highly doubt he'll be in there. That's why he's an honorable mention. The last character that may surprise a lot of you is Adon. He is basically a minion of Sagat. And the reason why I don't have Sagat here is because I want to see Adon instead of Sagat. Sagat was DLC last time. I don't really want to see Sagat. No offense to Sagat, I actually like Sagat, but I just don't want to see him DLC again. I think it would be very interesting to see how Adon will play. I don't think he fits in this game though, because of his playstyle in Street Fighter 4, unless they change him entirely. But I think having him in this game would be very interesting, and just having a different view and aspect of him would be very interesting. And he's just a different Muay Thai character instead of Sagat, you know, so that's why I have him there. But anyway, that is all my honorable mentions. Let's get into the last character I have for my prediction. And the last character I have in my year 2 DLC predictions is Guy, last playable in Street Fighter 4. I do not count Zeku from Street Fighter 5 because they did not play the same at all. They were two different characters. That was his master. I'm pretty sure Zeku is his master or something like that. Correct me in the comments. And I just like how Guy played in Street Fighter 4. He's one of my favorite characters in all of Street Fighter. So he made a cameo with Kimberly or something. I don't like Kimberly at all. She looks like Aunt Jemima from that Pancake Company. Do not like her at all. She's not cool to me. I don't respect the whole hip-hop, listening to music, ninja stuff is corny to me. Don't respect it. I just don't like it. Graffiti stuff is absolutely a corn fest to me. I cannot, no bro. Absolute corn fest, corny, cannot stand it. Get her out the game. Should have just put Guy in the game. Don't know why they just put her in the game. And it just was foolish to me, honestly. I don't like her as a character. I don't like how she plays. She doesn't have no attributes to Guy, and she's not a good student. If I was Guy, and I was the teacher, and I saw her moves, I would literally fail her and get her up out of here. She can never come back to my dojo or my place of establishment ever again in life. Ever. She can never come to my establishment ever. With those stuff she be pulling in that game, no, don't ever come back in here. Ever. Ever. Especially with you trying to do graffiti stuff, trying to make your own taste with my play style and my fighting style. Absolutely not. Get up out of here. Get up out of here ASAP. Go make some pancakes, bro. Get up out of here. Anyway, yes, I need Guy back in Street Fighter 6. I will definitely pay for him if he's DLC. One of my favorite characters. I would be very interesting to see what his super move would be, or his critical art would be. His Ultra in Super Street Fighter 4 is my favorite Ultra, where he does the ninja stuff, teleporting all over the place, and then kills you with the black screen Akuma style. Beautiful chef's kiss, love it. And I just believe that he will just be a very good addition to Street Fighter 6. I don't think he will be in the game though, because we have Kimberly. She's supposed to be, I guess, the replacement for him, which is very annoying because I don't like how she plays, bro. The aesthetics of her is terrible. Just don't like her, bro. And she just doesn't fit. Like, I don't take her serious as a ninja. I don't. I take Ibuki more serious than her, honest to God. Like, I don't respect her at all. I don't. Like, I can't take her serious. Like, she looks too much like Aunt Jemima. She looks like somebody aunt that's named Felicia. Like, I just can't. I can't. But yeah, that was my year 2 predictions for DLC. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Let me know who you would make DLC for Street Fighter 6 for year 2. If you guys want to hear my overall thoughts on Street Fighter 6, click on the end video. I love each and every one of you. Subscribe to my Christian channel. It's very important to your salvation. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. God bless.